What it do, guys? Manjoume here, and today we're going to be checking out the DC deck building game crossover pack for Watchmen. Now this one is kind of standalone-ish because of the way it plays. It plays very different from a normal one. I don't even think there's any supervillains in this one. I think it's just the main cast, and there's like one traitor, and you have to figure out who it is. So it kind of adds very different aesthetic to the game. Looking at the side, it's Watchmen in that very noticeable Watchmen font. Rorschach on the front. I think the owl guy might be there. Maybe that's just his hand doing a thing. I'm not sure. See, not too much going on. Add the Watchmen crossover pack to any DC deck building game to play as characters from Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons' legendary graphic novel. 6 all-new superheroes to play. Hit and roll mechanics add suspicion and who can you trust element to the game. All new loyalty cards, villainous machination cards, challenge cards, and mastermind plot cards. So this might be where we get the most like the Marvel deck building game, which that's one that I have a little more experience and know-how in playing at the very least, and a much bigger collection than I do this so far until that Kickstarter comes in. Then it's either going to be a tie or I'm going to have more DC deck building game cards. Okay, so there's that stuff in there. Night Owl, that was his name. Okay, so right off the bat, they made a little insert, which I'm wondering if this is like the size of the comic book. This thing is just like the Marvel deck building game. This is like how it kind of sets up the paper. I don't hate it because those are useful. Okay, that's cool. Be good to look into when we play the game. How do I even open this? It is so tight on it. Like it's not damaged or anything. It looks fine. It's just, how am I going to open this without adding damage? Does this have one? This one does have one. Yeah. So that one's going to be fine. I just need to figure out how to open this. Okay, I was able to very carefully start a groove on the bottom, but that was not ideal whatsoever. So let's take a look. First off, we have the Night Owl superhero. Each time you play an equipment during your turn, you may put a card from your discard pile on the bottom of your deck. So that's pretty cool. I like that. Ozymandias. At the end of each of your turns, draw an extra card, then put a card from your hand on top of your deck. So you know what? You can keep cycling a bad card to the top of your deck. Draw a different, like you can keep putting it there. Kind of like putting off that bad card. Rorschach. During each of your turns, you may discard a card from your hand to play the top card of another player's deck, then return it. I think that's, I want to say Supervision? No, X-Ray Vision from the base set. Just that he just has that all the time. That's cool because he's like investigating. I dig it. Dr. Manhattan. The second time you play a superpower during each of your turns, you may destroy a card from your hand. That can work out. The Comedian. You pay 1 less to buy attacks. First time you play a villain during each of your turns, draw a card. That's just good. I like that. Silk Spectre. Each time you play a hero during your turn, look at the top card of your deck. You may discard it. That can be good for consistency. The Comedian just sounds good. That's okay. That's good. That's, yeah. I mean, okay. I think my favorite might be Comedian. That just seems good. Okay, let's check out the main deck, or the main deck cards that it adds. Or the regular size cards, I guess is what I mean. Okay, first off, we have the Night Owl Mask, the Owl Ship, Sally Jispixit, Hollis Masson. New York City. During each of your turns, you may buy 1 card from the destroyed pile as if it were in the lineup. If you do, destroy the top card of the main deck. That's actually pretty good. I like that. Reconstruction. That's a good superpower. Duplication. Also good. Disintegration. Ouch. You may pay 15 power. If you do, remove this card from the game, then destroy a loyal superhero or a current challenge. Wow. Then you have Rioters. They're the villains. I like that. You could use this for almost like any DC. Like this has a lot of uses. Then you have Moloch the Mystic, who's just like a bee be at the best. Okay, so these are the crazy cards. So a loyalty card. You're loyal. You want to contribute to the challenges and make sure the main deck doesn't run out of cards. Okay, so there's 4 loyalty cards. Yeah, because these are loyalty. And then 1, well, it's another loyalty card, but like 4 loyal cards and 1 secret mastermind. You want to collect the cards needed for the public villainous machination card. If the main deck runs out and the lineup cannot be refilled, you win the game. So it's actually a little more similar to, what is it called? The ambitions, like, of the Marvel deck building game where you can sort of play as a bad guy. Power up for progress. If the secret mastermind plays the following cards during a single turn, they add their mastermind plot to the challenge area. 4 or greater cost superpower, 2 to 3 player only. 3 cost superpower, 4 or less cost villain, 4 or less cost superpower, 5 or greater cost equipment. That's 1 villainous machination to say it on the back. Ooh, I like that. I might end up using just a clear sleeve for that because I like having the... Wow, I guess none of these will get it. Because these are such different kinds of cards, I feel like they will have to have the clear sleeves because you need to see what's on the back. Whereas this, if I had big enough sleeves, I wouldn't care. But for a main deck card, like these, I don't care. For these, I'm going to have to. Okay, move the heroes like pawns. If the secret blah blah blah, you add it. So, are these all the same? No, they're not all the same. Okay, so the numbers move around a little bit. Outright villainy, equipped for mayhem, challenge, technological breakthrough, mastermind plot, secret mastermind ongoing. Each time you play an equipment during your turn, destroy the top card of the main deck. Loyal players. When you attempt to beat this challenge, each other player may add 1 random card from their hand to the fight. Okay. Demonstration of power. Each time you play a superpower during your turn, destroy the top card of the main deck. When you attempt to beat this challenge, each other loyal player may add 1 random card from their hand to the fight. Anytime the loyal players are seen, I think they all have the same effect where the other people can give you a card to play for this fight, because 20, that's a lot. But the secret mastermind ongoing, each time you play a superpower, equipment, hero, villain, and play a card would cost 2 or 3. Yeah, so they're all very similar. Subversion of heroes, turn the world against itself, death by 1,000 cuts. Those are cool. Ooh, we have the Keen Act. Ongoing superhero abilities are blank. To beat it, you must do this. It's challenge level 1. Rioting. During your turn, you may pay 2 power. If you do, draw 1 fewer. Wait, what? Oh, if you do not. So you have to pay 2 power. Otherwise, you get 1 less card. Level 2. Nixon. Then you have the Cancer Scare. And then you have level 3 challenge. The Nuclear Clock. Ongoing. At the start of each player's turn, that player puts a card with a cost 3 from the lineup under this card. If there are 12 cards under it, the Secret Mastermind gains them and places them into their hand. This is a very different game. So I'm looking forward to this one. This one's going to be fun. It might be a little too Watchmen centric. I mean, I guess you don't have to. There's nothing here that says that you have to pick him or any of these characters. I could come in with Indigo 1, and that could be the evil mastermind or a loyal card. So I guess it doesn't have to be them, but for sake of kind of fitting in the theme of Watchmen, you would want to use them, but you don't have to. I don't think so. I don't think there's anything here that kind of means you have to. Yeah, honestly, you can even use at least these, and then the few other cards, the main deck cards, you can use these. Add these to your collection and superheroes, and you're good to go. The rest of the cards, you can't, but I guess you could use anything. The cool thing about the Cerebus engine is, as long as it's got this back, you're good to go. Whereas in the Marvel deck building game, you look at the back of a card and it'll say Marvel on the back. So that means technically, if you're using a clear back, you can't play those cards with the Alien cards or the Buffy the Vampire Slayer cards or the Big Trouble in Little Tokyo cards. Those don't have that Marvel logo because they're not Marvel. So this adds a lot because you can play this with Rick and Morty too. Well guys, that's it for the Watchmen crossover pack 4 from the DC deck building game. If you want to stay up to date on my videos and live streams both YouTube and Twitch, check out links in the description below, like, comment, subscribe, and consider joining. That's all for now guys. Manjoume out.